What if I told you that the world you grew up believing in is quietly fading away? Not with explosions, not with declarations of war, but through markets, maps, alliances, and silent calculations of power. Tonight, we are living in an era that historians will one day define as a turning point, the era of global power shift. A moment when one superpower began to lose its uncontested dominance, and another began to rise, not to replace it outright, but to challenge the very structure of global power itself. This is not just a story of rivalry between nations. This is the story of a world in transition. For nearly 8 decades, one country stood at the center of the global system. The United States emerged from World War II not just victorious, but unrivaled. Its economy powered global trade. Its military spanned every ocean. Its currency became the backbone of international finance. The US dollar turned into the world's reserve currency. Institutions like the IMF and World Bank shaped global economics. And after the Cold War ended in 1991, America stood alone, the world's only superpower. This era is often called the unipolar moment. But power, as history reminds us, never stays still. America did not fall, but slowly, it overextended. Wars in Iraq and Afghanistan drained trillions of dollars. Domestic polarization weakened political consensus. Debt rose to historic levels. Economically, the United States remains powerful, with a GDP exceeding $25 trillion, leading innovation in technology, finance, and culture. But beneath that strength lies vulnerability. Manufacturing moved overseas. Supply chains became fragile. And globalization, once America's greatest tool, began empowering others just as much. The United States is no longer retreating, but it is no longer uncontested. While America fought wars, another nation focused on factories, ports, and long-term strategy. The rise of China is one of the most dramatic transformations in human history. In just 4 decades, China lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty. It became the world's manufacturing hub, and today it stands as the second largest economy on Earth. China does not seek power the way old empires did. It builds influence through infrastructure, trade, and debt. The Belt and Road Initiative stretches across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Chinese ports, railways, and digital networks bind countries into Beijing's economic orbit. Yet China's rise is not without limits. Its population is aging. Debt levels are rising, and its economy remains deeply connected to global trade, especially with the West. China is powerful, but not yet dominant. This global shift is not being fought with tanks alone, it is being fought with economics. The United States still controls the global financial system, the dollar-dominated trade structure, sanctions as a geopolitical weapon. China, in response, is pushing alternatives, trade in local currencies, strengthening blocs like BRICS, reducing dependence on Western markets. This is not decoupling, it is de-risking, realignment, and fragmentation. The global economy is splitting into zones of influence. One system anchored in Washington, another increasingly shaped by Beijing. Geopolitically, the shift is even more visible. The United States still commands the most powerful military alliance in history, NATO. Its bases span the globe. China, meanwhile, is expanding influence in the South China Sea, Africa, Central Asia, the Indo-Pacific, Russia, India, the European Union, and regional powers now act with greater autonomy. This is no longer a world of orders being given. It is a world of negotiation, competition, and balance. Power today is fragmented. No single nation can dominate all domains, military, economic, technological, and cultural, at once. History teaches us one crucial lesson. Global power transitions are rarely peaceful. The fall of British dominance led to world wars. The Cold War brought the world to the edge of nuclear destruction. Today's transition is different, but no less dangerous. This is not a transfer of power from the United States to China. This is the end of unipolarity and the rise of a multipolar world. A world where power is shared, not centralized. Alliances are flexible. Conflicts are indirect but constant. So the real question is not, will China replace the United States? The real question is, can the world manage this transition without catastrophe? Because power vacuums invite conflict, and uncertainty breeds instability. The decisions made in this decade will shape the global order for generations. We are standing at a historical crossroads. The United States remains powerful, but no longer alone. China is rising, but not unchallenged. And the rest of the world is no longer waiting to choose sides. This is the era of global power shift. Not a collapse, not a replacement, but a transformation. And history is watching.